Okay, so we know that on September the 10th is the first debate between Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump. We know that, right? Okay. So it's already been a ton of drama about this debate. Number one, because it's the first one that Kamala is doing. She still has not sat down with the media, which people have so many theories about that. I know I have a theory about that as well. We know Kamala is not very good at all off script without a teleprompter. This, I think, even if you're a fan of hers, you kind of have to admit. And so I believe that she's a little afraid to sit down with the media and have an in-depth conversation. I also believe that the reason she has waited to do any of this or even have the conversation about the debate, she kept saying she's willing to debate Trump, but she wouldn't schedule anything. I think she wanted to get that nomination first because if people saw her debate beforehand, it would be similar to when we saw Biden debate. And that's when everyone in America had to admit he should not continue on with this presidency. Okay, that's done. It's scheduled. It's September 10th on ABC. There goes the next piece of drama that she created. She did not want, I want to say it was CNN who wanted to do the debate initially. No, it had to be ABC, which makes me think there's something happening there. Like, why are you so specific in particular that it can only be ABC? Trump was like, give me anybody, I'll go to anyone. And she was like, no, it has to be this one. That was very interesting. Okay, but we're locked and loaded for September the 10th. Once it's scheduled, once it's done, we've made the agreement. That's supposed to be it, right? Not so quick. First, it's been the drama of she wants to make sure the microphones are unmuted the entire time. And this may seem like, oh, that's not a big deal. Well, most debates, the mics are muted if it's not your time to speak. Because just general nature is if a person is talking and they're not done yet, but their time is up, they kind of keep talking because they want to get their point across. And we know that's Donald Trump. He's going to keep talking. Part of me believe that this is a strategy so that she can say that the reason she couldn't get her point across was because he was speaking over her. I believe the strategy is to protect herself because she knows that she is not going to do well on the debate. And so I really hope that if they allow that mic to be unmuted, that Donald can practice some restraint so that she can, I don't want to use that term, so that she can show her true colors. Let's say that like that. So that she can show her true colors. Right. So that's the first piece of drama that's happening right now. The second piece are these demands that she's making. The first, again, the mic. The second is every debate is standing. Every debate. This is not like a comfortable interview in a studio where you're talking to a journalist. This is a debate. Well, Kamala wants to be seated for the debate. She wants to have nice, plush, cushy chairs for her debate, and she wants to bring notes. Now, I'm going to tell you what's funny about this note thing. So, for those who don't know, I have a senior in high school. He's 17 years old, and I homeschooled up until the seventh grade. And so when he was ready to return to traditional school, one of the things that I told him about all the time was studying and knowing your craft and knowing what you're working on and knowing your material. And if you're on top of your material, if you know there is a test tomorrow, you don't have to cram today because you know what you know. You can glance over it if you want to before, but you don't have any nerves. You don't feel any kind of way because you know your stuff. I believe she wants those notes because she does not know her stuff. She is not a master at these topics that she's speaking about. She has literally been thrust and pushed into this space that she thought she was ready for in 2020 and nobody wanted her. But now who else was going to, it really was a thing of like, we're in the rock in between a rock and a hard place, right? So now she's there and America's excited because they're slow. And so excited because, oh, a woman, oh, a minority. They're excited. We have the things going. But she knows that if she shows up like a typical debate, just this and just this ability to speak and the ability to think, she's going to fall flat on her face. So I believe that between the Mike situation and the um note situation, it's because she really knows, just like she's not a good interviewer, she's not a good debater. She's going to do horribly. And you have to think about it. When the conversation about debating first started, she kept trying to say that Trump was afraid to debate her, which I thought was so funny. There's so many memes running around where it's like this wave and Kamala's face. Kamala's face is like in the wave and Trump is running. And it's kind of funny to me because I'm like, and what were like Trump wasn't scared of the Taliban. And you think he's scared of you? Girl, stop, right? Like, stop. But I think she's hyped it up so, and she's talked so much mess that it's like, okay, so now what can we do to protect myself? Because I'm really not a good debater. I'm not even a good speaker, right? Not without a teleprompter. And so I think that all of these antics that are being played right now and all of these new demands that have popped up, number one, she wants Trump to be like, oh no, I'm not going to debate so that she can say he's scared. When in reality is once everything is set, you're not supposed to change anything else. And like, girl, you are not a diva. She's really reminding me of an artist who's like, I only want peanut M&Ms, all blue, take all the other colors out. That is what her demands are feeling like. It's feeling very diva-ish, really. And it's like, you're a public servant. Sorry, guys, public servants don't have space to be divas. You're a public servant paid by tax dollars. You're a public servant and you're trying to be a diva. Girl, if you don't stand up there and debate like public servants do, like what is happening? But I would love to hear from you. Why do you think she is pulling all these antics and pulling all these things out between the keeping the mic unmuted, the seat being seated, and the one that's just really taking me are the notes? I'd love to hear from you. I actually have so much to say about this, but as I said on my last TikTok censors. So there are certain things that we just cannot talk about. And I'm so excited that this week I am starting a private podcast community over on Patreon. It is going to be amazing. I'm going to say all those things that I really want to say. And you'll find out really how hinged I am when it comes to these conversations. So stay tuned for that. But I'd love to hear from you. What do you think all of this is really about with Kamala?